Hello, Taurus. Welcome to April 2016. This is Gwendolyn, and this video is going to be a Tarotscope for Taurus for April 2016. So let's take a look and see what's coming up for Taurus. Looks like the beginning of the month has you full of optimism towards something, but yet there might be some worry or anxiety or tension about going forward on something. So I see that you have the energy, the vitality, the optimism, and courage, but this Nine of Swords is telling me that there might be a little bit of like just overthinking things. Usually Nine of Swords is a card about, swords represent the mental element, and so they represent thoughts. And so Nine of Swords represents that there's like three thoughts or maybe three problems that you may have to encounter, but making it into Nine Swords is sort of like making it larger than it really is. So this is overthinking things, worry, anxiety, and therefore the person gets bound up in that. But Page of Rods is a card that is youthful, it's passionate, it's a card of fire, it's willingness. It shows a young person who's looking at this flowering rod or staff, which represents the fire element. So it's showing like passion and willingness and optimism and drive, and it's sort of like I'm considering this thing that I want to do, but you might be overthinking it. So if that's the case, be sure that you realize your own power. This person is a master. This person is a novice. So this is saying like, I'm willing to start out on it. I'm overthinking things, but I'm really, when you're in magician energy, you're claiming your own power. This is a card saying, I know I have all the ingredients. I can put this thing together. I have all the elements at my command. I can create whatever I want. It's really stepping into your own power and saying, I can just manifest whatever it is that I want. And you tap into the spiritual realm. He's pointing up towards the heavens into the etheric realm, and using himself as a like channeling rod or as like a lightning rod to bring down whatever it is that he is focusing on into manifestation. And then this card too, Eight of Coins, is a card of hard work and putting your nose to the grindstone. It's actually a work that you enjoy. So, but it's just being consistent and productive over time. And it's also a card that creates money. So if you're at the beginning of April, Taurus, if you're having any sort of, dreams or visions or enthusiasm about doing something, but you have these like niggling thoughts of, or questioning things or going in circles in your mind, just connect with your personal power, your knowledge of yourself as magician. Like, I know I can get it done. I know that I'm capable of it through focus. Both of these cards are cards of focus. This is in terms of creativity and mental concentration and innovation and just like, narrowing down your focus. And this one is just like putting your head down and getting to work. And that's what creates all this money. And this can actually be a very joyful card. This is often a card that shows up. This is the craftsman. So it can be like an artist working on many pieces of artwork, but it's almost like a whistling while you work kind of card. And combined with magician, you can see like in a certain funny way that this person who's grinding it out actually has this alter ego of like this dream of being this magician. They're both creative though. They both produce results. That's sort of like the common factor of these two cards. So if you do have the dream, willingness, passion, vitality, optimism to do something, but you're being too analytical about it. You're like splitting hairs about how am I going to get this done? I'm worried about this. What if this is like a what if card. What if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? Taurus, you know how to grind it out. You guys know how to, like, if you think about Taurus, the bull or the ox, that's the animal, like sort of the beast of burden that like plows the fields and just carries the load and gets it done. You guys know how to do that. Just trust in your creative and manifesting powers. Trust that, think of yourself as like this alter ego that has this magician aspect to yourself. And it may be that you don't actually initiate whatever it is that you're hoping for, thinking of, being willing, enthusiastic, or passionate about at the beginning of the month. It may be that you don't actually begin it until the middle of the month. This is Ace of Rods. This is the actual beginning card of what this guy is holding. So if you think about a parade, this card has that sort of energy of the person who is holding the baton out in front of a parade. It's initiating action. It's a fire card, so it is about action and taking an initiative forward, and it is leading. It's an ace, so it's initiating and leading action. It's beginning energy. So like if you think the baton person who walks out in front of the parade, or it's the person in a race who's carrying the baton, so it's where the action starts, where the action is current and in the present moment. So I'm seeing that you're actually connecting with your strength here in the middle of the month. And this card, Strength, is an interesting one. You can notice in this card she's opening the lion's mouth through softness, not through force, not through hardness, not through ego or domination or control, but through fortitude, through endurance, through patience, through just sheer resilience. So notice that that's where the strength lies, is in your forbearance, in your softness, in your ability to, be steadfast through the situation. If you initiate something, just continue connecting with your own strength, and sort of like if you come through difficulties, or if you come through these worries, concerns, thoughts, just hold on through it and connect with your own strength. This is also a card of, it might be hard for you to be patient. This is 7 of Coins, which is the farmer card, and it's about waiting for your harvest to be ready to be reaped, and evaluating what it is that you're sowing, whether the seeds that you're sowing are retrieving the results that you want. But it's often a card of assessment and patience, and the fact that it's in the reverse position here tells me that you may be having a hard time being patient about seeing results. So this whole line here is saying connect with your strength. Overcome impatience is what this one is, a lot of what this is saying. And this is saying here, you may have some nervous thought energy that comes out, but see if you can push that through into creativity. You may also have some resistance. This could be a couple. This is King of Cups, so this could be a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. And this is Queen of Swords, which is usually an air sign, so Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. It's possible that this is a couple that is giving you some resistance, or challenging your strength, or perhaps even, making you question whether or not you want to begin this thing that you're looking forward to doing, or start a new chapter, or begin a new endeavor or project or job, or whatever it is that you're looking to do. These guys are they're in reverse, and they're right next to your strength, so that you might be coming up against them. They don't necessarily have your best interests in mind. They could also be competitors. They don't necessarily have to be a couple, but the fact that they're in the reverse position together here in the middle of the month is showing that they're going to present some sort of resistance to you, or not seeing eye to eye with you. Or it could be someone that you're, a couple that you're observing. But just sit inside your strength. Strength is showing up for you nice and strong here in the upright position in the middle of the month, Taurus. So just, hold out. You're gonna have the vitality to begin whatever it is that you want to begin. Whatever you're feeling optimistic and motivated and enthusiastic about here, don't give in to overthinking things. Just grind it out, and don't worry about these guys. If you do have an air sign or a water sign that is presenting you with some challenges, like, this could even be parents that are saying, don't do this, how dare you begin this new project, or this new adventure, or this new endeavor. Just stand in your strength and see if you can employ patience. You may have some impatience showing up here, but see if you can stand in your strength. This is Empress in reverse towards the end of the month. So this is saying things are abundant, they're flourishing, but it might be below the surface. It might not be at your level of consciousness, but Empress grows everything that she touches. Both of these cards are cards of growth. If you look at Empress, she's got this, everything. It's water, it's flowers. She's usually got staves of wheat that are ready for harvest. She's a spring and summer goddess. She usually is reflected in Demeter or Ceres, the goddess of the harvest, who's also the mother of Persephone. So she represents the times of the year that are flourishing, like spring and summer and fall. And this is the card of like the harvest, the farmer and the garden. Things are growing. But because they're both in reverse, things are growing under the surface. Some Tauruses might even, this is a card of pregnancy. So there could be someone who gets pregnant and not know it. But things are growing under the surface is what this tells me. At the end of the month, you just have to be patient, because sometimes when Seven of Coins is in reverse, there's a little bit of impatience there. And this also says stand your ground. Seven of Clubs is a card of self-assertion, standing up for what you believe in. It can be a card of conflict or struggle. That's a traditional interpretation of this card. But I always point out in this card, I call this card success despite adversity. Because even though there's 6 other people fighting against this guy, he's in the position of advantage. He's in an advantageous position, looking down, fighting them from above. So all he has to do is stand his ground. And, they can't quite get to him because he's already in this advantageous position. If he lets his guard down and gives up, then yes, they can overtake him. But from the position he's in, all he has to do is assert himself and stand up for what he believes in, defend his turf. So success despite adversity, Taurus. And then at the end of the month, this is spiritual journey. This is 2 of Wands. So this means that you may have some help in some way or another. This person who's not showing up in the card is there to help you achieve this feeling of this goal that you have. This pearl or this globe is what you're after. And I often call this card feeling like the world is in the palm of your hands, or feeling like the world is your oyster. It's really about climbing a mountain and doing it with someone else's help. I often think about a mountain climber in this card because it's a journey to the top of something. It's a journey to an achievement of some sort, but it's really about a partnership and someone who is willing to play a role that is of service and supporting you. So it may be that through standing your own ground, you receive help through someone who is willing to follow your cause and help you achieve your goal. So that's my reading for you for April, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, always feel free to put them down in the comment section, and feel free to like, share, or subscribe. And I just want to thank everyone for watching. Yours in the stars. I also want to let you know that I'm releasing a course very soon through Daily Ohm, which is about how to learn the major arcana of the Tarot in 22 days. It's a 1 card a day course, and it contains over an hour of recorded video. I have little videos for each card that describe its archetypal information for each card, what it means in the upright position as well as the reverse position, and different astrological correspondences as well as mythological correspondences. So if you're interested in checking that out, you can just go ahead and click on the little info box there. I'll have a link to where you can learn more about that. It's not released yet, but it's coming up very soon here in spring 2016. If you enjoyed the reading, feel free to check out my readings for the other signs, and also feel free to share on any platform, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Yours in the stars.